Have you ever caught yourself spiraling, overthinking a decision, feeling stressed and overwhelmed, and just wondering what to do next? Two questions can make all the difference. What is true and what is real? Hi, I'm Dr. Sean. I help entrepreneurs and business owners over 40 reduce stress and overwhelm by creating margin, focus, and peace of mind. Today, we're going to walk through a short awareness exercise that I've used personally and with many clients over the years. It's powerful because it creates just enough space between what's happening to you and what's happening inside you. These two questions, what is true and what is real, brings you back to clarity. To deal with stress and overwhelm in my own life, I needed to learn how to do this practice, to learn how to step back. And as I step back, I'm just removing myself from the situation just a little bit to get a vantage point and a perspective of what is really true and what is real, and really begin to take a look at what I'm feeling and not dismissing what I'm feeling and not judging what I'm feeling or getting down on myself. It's a mindfulness technique of just taking a look at what's going on inside without judgment and then asking two questions. What is true and what is real? I found this an amazing technique because it allowed me to compare what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, what is really true right now in this moment, and then what is real with the situation, and how can I begin to move forward? So let's talk through three big ideas. The first big idea is what's true. When you ask yourself what's true, you're looking for just the facts. You're looking for what's actually happening and not stories or assumptions you're telling yourself. When we feel stress or anxious or we have some fear-based thinking going on, it's easy to begin telling ourselves a false narrative of what's really happening based on that fear. Some of the fear-based thoughts could be what we believe about ourselves or what we believe about the situation. It could be just something as simple as feeling some inadequacy, just not feeling that we're enough or that we're good enough, or just a fear of failure, or that the situation is beyond our capacity. And so we have a false view of what's really happening in front of us because we're looking at everything versus breaking it down and just looking at what are the next couple steps that we can take today. An example of this is maybe a client hasn't responded to your email, and the story might be, well, they're not interested. But the truth is, they just haven't replied to your email yet. This is what we need to know. Truth clears emotional fog, and it grounds you in reality rather than reaction. It's the difference between I'm failing versus I had a rough week. So try this. The next time you're feeling overwhelmed, ask yourself, what is true right now? You'll feel your mind slow down almost immediately. The second big idea is what's real. This brings you back into the present moment, your breath, your surroundings, and what's actually happening. It reminds you that even if your thoughts are in the future or the past, life is still happening right here and right now. You know, when you recognize what's real, you often find that in this moment, you're safe, you have options, and you can take the next step. The third big idea is refocus and the next step. After asking yourself the questions, what's true and what's real, and grounding yourself in the present moment, you can ask yourself, what's the next right step? Because clarity doesn't come from overthinking. It comes from awareness followed by simple action. So let's try this awareness exercise for a moment. And right now, I want you to begin to think about something that was stressful today or stressful this week. And as you think about that, just begin to take 2 to 3 deep breaths and let your body settle and your mind slow down. Notice what's happening in your thoughts, your feelings, and your body. And name what you're experiencing. And so you want to step into an observer role. Imagine you're watching your experience like a compassionate friend. And just begin asking yourself 2 questions. What is true? What do I know for sure versus what I'm imagining or fearing? Then ask, what is real? What is actually happening in this moment? What is present, not just possible or predicted? And so begin to sort facts from stories. What's factual? And then compare that with what are some assumptions or stories you tell yourself when these kind of things happen. I want to encourage you to just invite some grace and perspective. Choose to be kind to yourself and compassionate to yourself, not judging yourself. Look at your expectations and the expectations you're putting on yourself or your day, and ask yourself, like, whose voice is that? Where did I get that from? And as you think about what is true and what is real, where can you begin to focus? You can lean into a spiritual perspective that you're not alone and God is there helping you, as well as taking an honest look at your capability, that you might have done some of these things before and you're just feeling overwhelmed with everything that's on your plate, or just how to problem solve something that just is not quite that easy. The truth is, you've gotten this far, and it's a matter of just taking that next right step that leads to the next step and the next step that can really achieve the outcome you're looking for. Even if it's just something simple for today, or it's a bigger issue that kind of stretches through a number of days into a week or two, you can do this. So, based on what's true and real, what's one wise, gentle action that you can take right now? And sometimes the next step is taking a deep breath and focusing on the very simple action in front of you. I want to encourage you to grab your free Reduce Daily Stress Guide today by clicking the link in the description. And so next time you feel stuck, try it. What's true and what's real? And then take one good step forward. If this helped you, I'd love for you to download my free guide, Reduce Daily Stress. And it's full of simple practices just like this to help you find calm and focus for your week. And if you'd like more videos like this, mindset practices, spiritual practices, and creating margin for entrepreneurs over 40, subscribe and join me weekly here for more videos. Take a deep breath. You've got this, and make it a great day.